Welcome to Batcast 66. It's a podcast where we watch every single episode of the 1966 Batman television show, and then we talk about it. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Scott.
Today we're watching Batman episode 31, Death in Slow Motion, which sounds pretty intense. It's written by Dick Carr and directed by Charles R. Rondeau. We got another return.
Yeah, the Riddler, he's back.
He's back again. Last time we saw him, he was playing in a wax museum.
Yeah, that was the last one, the wax one.
Yeah. I don't know where he ended up there. Probably just in jail.
I think he's wound up in jail, yeah. Well, I mean, this one, he's changing genres, changing art forms, as it were, and going for, like, silent film.
Yeah. Pretty weird. Can't say I know what's going on, but let's get back into it if we have nothing else.
Yeah, let's go for it. Oh. Unless you want to mention, this is based on a Batman comic story, but it was the Joker's scheme and not the Riddler's.
Yeah, pretty weird. I'd like to, maybe read some of these.
Yeah, check some of these out sometime and then see how they compare.
Yeah, that might be a fun, side episode thing.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that to mix it up at some point.
We open at the closing of a silent film festival in a small Gotham City theater. Mr. Van Jones, I believe his name was.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a collector of these rare silent films. And, everyone had a great time. They're all congratulating him.
Yeah, it was I guess a decent turnout for this thing. And then Charlie Chaplin just shows up.
Yeah. I mean, did you recognize?
Yeah, I knew it was Frank Gorshin, but
yeah.
yeah. But he
Yeah.
shows up as Charlie Chaplin, does a whole routine with his mall and his goons this episode.
Yeah, so his mall is like a femme fatale, and the goons are dressed as old-timey police officers.
Yeah. And they're moving around, whatever. He eventually gets to the box office.
Yeah, he sneaks in there, gasses the
lady that runs it.
Yeah, who's an African-American woman, maybe
Yeah.
The first one on the show.
The first one that's had lines, I think.
Yeah, insane.
So I think we were oh, hey, a black person.
I mean, I call him as I see him.
Yeah, this is the third one I think we've seen.
So yeah, he leaves a riddle in the box office, and
They just
the cops are called.
Yeah, because they leave and nobody's wise. They think it's just a routine. The guy who owned the silent films thinks it's something that the theater owner did as a publicity stunt.
Yeah, he's pretty pissed about it.
Yeah, it's this distracts from what I want, the magic of silent movies or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I get being passionate about your art form, but
ease up a bit.
yeah, they also after they've made their escape, they realize that they've been robbed. And then they call the police, which leads to the police calling Batman.
You know how these things go.
Yeah.
Cue the opening. So Batman and Robin, or rather Robin, solves the riddle. Did you have that first riddle?
Yeah, so it's why is a musician's bandstand like an oven? And I was thinking that the answer is because using, I guess, I don't know if this is more modern than the 60s slang. Where I was because then the person's going, when they're doing really well, they're really cooking. But no, it's where he makes his bread, where a musician does, because they're we got to use slang from today's youth. And I was oh yeah, I guess that also makes sense. But I was I think I was on the right track.
So, they put it together that they,
Yeah, Mother Gotham's Bakery, the biggest bakery in town.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is seems like a pretty big operation.
Yeah.
And yeah, what follows is just a really weird episode.
And not weird bad, just weird.
So we roll up, or rather, Riddler and his gang roll up to Mother Gotham's bakery.
Yeah, and they've got I think that's supposed to be a play on CB Field, because he keeps calling this director guy, he's got CB. They're making a movie of the scenes we're about to see.
Yeah, it's so weird. So, Riddler's henchwoman is dressed in a Flintstone.
Yeah, we both are she looks like a Flintstones character, but I think it's supposed to be ragged, homeless outfit.
Yeah, but
It's just
but one thing makes me think Flintstones in addition to that. But we'll get to that.
Well, see, for me, it's because of the dress and the way it's cut at the bottom.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. But one of the goons has like
a giant club. Yeah, like a caveman club.
So really, really strange. I guess it's just the props from their studio.
Yeah, I guess.
Seems like Riddler just took over a film-themed gang and decided to go with.
They might not even be a film-themed gang, but like their hideout is definitely film-themed.
Well, and one of them's a director.
Well, I mean, I could have taken that role after the fact.
They all seem really down to like act.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. She basically goes to the back door of this bakery with this story about how she is homeless and needs a loaf of bread to feed her mother.
Yeah. And the guy's like kind of falling for it, and then she like wraps her shawl around him, and that like befuddles him.
Yeah, and then he gets clobbered over the head with a caveman.
Which I feel like they could have just busted in and just did that.
Yeah, I mean that's not good filmmaking.
Granted, I don't know what story they're trying to tell in their movie, so
yeah, who can?
Because we do see like it in progress at some point, like we see them watch it, but well, that's scenes from now. So they get in, they like bring in some pies from outside the bakery that they had already pre-baked. And then they go to the payroll, but I think they mentioned that they were going to rob the payroll as like a trick for Batman and Robin. That's not really what they're doing.
Yeah, there's like this whole scheme seems to be like a red herring to their bigger crime.
Yeah, their bigger crime's something related to this film that they're making.
Yeah, but we're not sure yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I think we're only going to know about that like in the second half, like next week. But we haven't watched it, so I don't have any idea what they're doing. There's like a security guard when they go to the payroll place. And he's like, "You can't come back here." And I'm like, "Yeah, he's clearly a supervillain. Like, he's in a green suit covered in question marks."
But he doesn't get called out for that.
Yeah. Dimension's like, "But we have to deliver these pies." And well, that's at the other end. But like, they're like, it's like sleeping nuts or whatever. And then like they
sleep cream.
Yeah, like they pie him in the face and he gets knocked out. And then they bust in. They pie the other people working there in the face and they get knocked out. And then they use an exploding eclair to blow up the safe to, like, get in. And I don't think they take anything, but, like, he writes a message for Batman on the wall, which we eventually see when Batman shows up.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
So they return to the truck that they came in on.
It's bizarre that they just didn't rob them anyway.
I mean, yeah. I guess it's not their end goal.
Yeah.
Small potatoes. But they return to the truck that they came in. But they stay inside and they open like a little peephole.
Yeah, there's like a peephole where their camera's like pointing out and like they're, so they record Batman and Robin roll up.
Yeah. And Batman and Robin go in and they find written on the wall another riddle.
So from one baker to another, how do you make a dishonest shortcake? And I was like, make one that's tall was my response. But they go down like the ingredients like strawberry, like raspberry, all these things. And like, oh, a library, which of course, make it dishonest. But then I was like, I didn't realize that there was more layers, like a cake, to this riddle. Because like Batman's like, yeah, a library sounds like someone who can't pronounce library, and there's one on Baker Street because they're going from one baker to another. So like, let's roll. So I was like, I don't know how you figure out that means you need to go to the library next, but that's exactly what they need to do.
Hey, they figured it out. So after getting the footage, Riddler and his gang head over to the library first.
Yeah, and set up whatever their next scene's going to be.
Yeah. So Batman and Robin.
Well, first I noticed it off the bat before it was pointed out that their car is parked in front of a no parking sign.
Oh yeah.
And I said it to you. I was like, those fiends.
So Batman and Robin pull up and they also notice.
And Robin notices that. And then Batman points out that they have diplomatic plates.
Yeah. So
they can just do that.
You can just do whatever you want with diplomatic immunity.
He's like, that's the small price we pay for world leaders or something. I'm like, okay. But yeah, the library's closed on Wednesdays because there's lack of funds. So like, why would they come here then? But like, Robin notices the lock's been tampered with. So Batman pulls out a bat key, which I guess will just open any, like, lock.
Convenient.
Yeah. They go in, and then we get another giant book.
Yeah, which is so wild that there's two. Maybe they just had a giant book department.
I guess they get like clobbered by one. It like falls on them.
Yeah. So this book is a pictorial history of silent films.
Yeah.
Although inside is just more riddles.
It's 2 riddles. Like, one page is riddle 1 and one page is riddle 2. The first one is, what do you find in kitchen cabinets that's not alive? And the second one is, when's a new car considered to be seedy? But like this is so like basically it's just revealed to us like what these riddles are, but it cuts to Riddler and his gang watching the film. And the film's in black and white because it's a silent era film.
Yeah.
I'll get to the end of those riddles when Batman gets to them. But I pointed out, I was like, oh, Batman's suit looks pretty good in black and white. Not thinking this. It was like, it's like, oh, in black and gray, it still like reads really well. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense that they would have to make sure that it would, like the costumes and everything would still have to be good in black and white, because most TVs would still have been broadcasting this in black and white at the time.
Yeah, and you also pointed out that's like his like comic book colors.
Yeah, like that's the comic colors is like black and gray.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're pointing out that it's impossible that they would have got all of these angles and stuff, but...
Oh, yeah. They have, like... And it's always like that whenever they're showing, like, footage.
It happens in, like, Star Trek. And, yeah, it happens in everything. But them watching it doesn't really give away the plan, because then, like, Riddler goes up to, like, a chemistry set he's got set up, and he's like, ooh, this will be the next thing. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's so unclear.
Yeah, as they frequently are with him. So anyway, we cut back to the Batcave, and Batman and Robin took that whole book there, and are just looking at those pages trying to decipher this.
Yeah, like Batman has a magnifying glass.
Like, I understand why we want to look at other clues on it, but like they haven't deduced the riddles.
That's true, and I mean...
So what did you think that they were?
Oh god, I had no idea. I suck at riddles.
So I was like, with something's like de-yeasted, like deceased, but no, it's a dead pan. Which makes sense. I get it. I did get the second one, which I think was pretty easy. Is when is a new car considered to be seedy? When it's a lemon, because that's a phrase for it. When you buy a car and it sucks.
Do you know that because of like an area specific like lemon law lawyer?
No. I might know it from that. I think I know what you're referring to, but like I just know that that's a phrase.
There was like this obnoxious radio commercial for like this lawyer in the area who specialized in lemon law.
No, I know what we're referring to, but I knew it before that.
Word. That's why I was like, what the hell? Driving a lemon?
Yeah. Yeah, and doesn't he have billboards where it's like a lemon with wheels, like a cartoon lemon?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure everyone from outside of our specific area is going to love this reference.
Oh, whatever. I'm sure they have their own people.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of people.
And if not, I don't know. You could be your area's lemon law lawyer.
Yeah, why not? There's a gap in the market then if you don't know one.
So let's make it happen, y'all.
So from these 2 clues, they're able to deduce, what was his name? Van Jones?
Yeah, Van Jones.
Because deadpan's an old-timey silent film term. Like, he's having a party that's just serving lemonade that Bruce Wayne was invited to. So they're like, oh, Riddler must be doing something there. And, like, it's revealed that Riddler's like, oh, yeah, I've got something I'm going to put in all of these lemon drinks.
Yeah. So he's like, he asks Alfred to tell Mr. Van Jones that
Bruce Wayne can't attend, but Batman will.
Yeah, which hopefully...
He didn't actually say Batman will.
So we cut to the party, and Riddler's just like hiding in like a dumbwaiter. Yeah. And his goons are like dressed like
servers.
Yeah, and they're like spiking all the drinks. And you gotta wonder what's going on.
Well, because then we cut to the party, and Gordon and O'Hara are in there, and they're just arguing about baseball players, and they're like mad, and they're like walk away from each other in a huff.
Yeah, so it starts as like an argument about baseball players, and then Gordon's like, I can't believe I have an idiot like you on my force.
I mean, I've been saying that the whole time. But yeah, then Batman just shows up and just walks in.
Yeah, and everyone starts fighting.
Well, first he bumps into a lady, and she's like, "You did that on..." He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And he's being totally, like, polite and normal about it. And she's like, "You did that on purpose," and, like, freaks out. And he's like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" And then everyone starts fighting, like arguing with each other, and then eventually, like, one of the ladies insults, like, someone else's dress in a really stupid way. And then she punches her, and then, like, a sound effect pops up, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then there's just all of the normal people in the place just start fighting each other and have, like, the traditional sound effects Batman brawl, and Batman's just on the sidelines just watching. It's just like, I'm like, as a watcher, I'm like, what's happening?
Definitely.
It was very cool, like,
Yeah.
as a fun subversion of the trope.
And very unexpected.
Yeah. But, like, Robin's been waiting in the Batmobile, and Batman's, like, telling him what's happening. And then, like, Riddler's Maul rolls up, addresses Little Bo Peep, and it was like, "Oh man, a guy in green spandex just, like, jumped me and told me a riddle." It's like, "When's a bonnet not a bonnet?" And he's like, "Oh, when it's a girl." And then she, like, gasses him.
Yep.
And then so Robin's captured.
Yeah, and, like, Robin...
She's not dressed like a normal person.
Yeah, like, what the hell is the
I would have
problem,
been
dude?
suspicious immediately. Granted, Robin's not dressed like a normal person either, but, like...
Yeah, but he's obviously doing something, so,
Yeah.
like, he should assume she's also doing something.
I would be much more suspicious of people doing strange things in this town.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah. Especially when you're, like, at a caper. Anyway, Batman tries to break up the fight. He can't, but he notices, like, Riddler's goons filming. And then, I don't think he catches them, but I think they get chased off, right?
Yeah, I think they, like, run away.
Yeah, they notice they got spotted. It would have been one thing if maybe people started fighting Batman, which is what I thought was going to happen.
Ah.
And he got involved in that brawl. Like, I don't think he would have attacked any of those people, but, like, someone could have, like, punched him. And he could just be doing defensive things.
That would be cool.
But my joke was, like, was the thing that Riddler made just regular alcohol, and all these people are just jerks, so they just had enough of each other. Like, polite society, like, it's just bubbling, like, it's the only thing that keeps a lid on this kind of stuff.
Everyone gets a little inebriated and just goes ham.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously he put, like, rage potion in the lemonade.
Which, like, what's... Riddler is also a chemist?
Yeah,
like,
he's I don't know. Everyone's a scientist, something. But, so I was pointing out, like, is Riddler's plot to make, like, Batman and Robin, like, be, like, framed for crimes? Kind of like he did that first episode?
Oh, yeah.
Is my guess, is that why they're trying to film all these weird situations with them?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to, like, sell the movie to the Van Jones guy.
Is it the thing's just going to be, like, they just want to actually make a movie and put it in theaters and then, like, make money from that?
That would be funny.
And that's why they're not actually committing the crimes? Like, he didn't actually rob that vault?
But he did rob the box office.
He did do that, but he wasn't doing it as the Riddler.
That's true.
He was already stealing someone else's intellectual property during that, too.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know why he even did that, because they didn't film that. I don't know what's going on.
I think it was, like, just to, like, catch Batman's attention.
I guess, yeah, it was a riddle delivery scenario.
But yeah, it's pretty weird.
So, yeah, anyway, Robin's at the mercy of the Riddler yet again.
Yeah, so Robin's kidnapped by the Riddler as...
He often is.
Yeah. This time he's tied to, like, a...
Like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, leading to, like, a table saw.
A giant table saw, yeah. Because they're like, when's the boy wonder rhyme with bubble? And his mom's like, when he's in trouble, which is what I would have guessed. He's like, no, when he's double. Because he's going to be split into two.
Yeah. They keep making that joke.
And it's very gruesome what they're really talking about. He's about to go headfirst into a table saw.
Yeah. And the Joker is like, oh God, I did it again. I can't stop doing it.
This was a Joker scheme.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
The Riddler is like freaking out, just like gyrating in...
You know how he do in this
pleasure.
show, like, yeah.
Yeah. He can't wait to see the Boy Wonder be cut in half.
Yeah, I was like, ew, I don't want to clean that up.
Yeah, he's so close to the saw. He's definitely getting like brains on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like right there.
So,
That's our cliffhanger.
that's our cliffhanger.
What did you think of this one? I'm intrigued.
It's-
I'm not bored. I'll say that at least.
It's pretty weird.
It's definitely weird.
Not my favorite.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like, coming off the heels of Bookworm.
Yeah, Bookworm was awesome.
Also, Riddler was in the penitentiary during the Bookworm story.
Yeah.
How long after this do you think that is?
Oh, like the next day. These things, they don't take any time going back to their old ways.
He just, like, immediately got out.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we gotta tune in next time to watch Robin get cut in half.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. What's the next episode called?
The Riddler's False Notion.
Okay.
Wonder what that'll be.
Yeah. Or maybe they just needed to come up with a rhyme for motion.
Yeah, that's how a lot of these things seem to go.
Yeah. But
Right. Well, we'll catch you next time. Same Batcast time.
same back half place.